Hey YouTube, and welcome to another video with myself, Microbox of X, and it's been another interesting week in the world of gaming, and I've had an idea for a video that I've wanted to do for a while now, and I thought, now's probably as good a time as any to do that, so I will do that today. Before I go any further though, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. It's really appreciated. It's great to see the growth of the channel over the last couple of weeks since I've properly come back doing videos. It's great to see people still enjoy the content as well. People are coming back and saying, I didn't realise you were back doing videos, and it's been fantastic, so I can't thank everybody enough for that. I also want to give a big shout out to some of these Xbox guys have been with me and supporting me and supporting the Xbox brand for so long now, and it's great to see these guys with all of this newfound support for Xbox and all of these changes that Xbox have been making. It's great to see these guys' channels grow at last. They're getting the growth that they deserve, and it's fantastic to see. So, a big shout out to E-Rock. Your channel has just been going great guns recently. Your subscription base has just been jumping, and that's been down to the positive messages that you're putting out against the Xbox brand, and calling out some of the shit that's going on as well from other areas of the gaming community. So, hats off to you, buddy. You deserve all of the success that you get. Hebot as well, massive shout out to you, mate. You've always been, plugging away. These guys have been plugging away at Xbox since the start. They haven't wavered, they haven't switched brands, they haven't flip-flopped. They've not just gone where they're going to get views and where the bigger base is. They've stuck with what they enjoy, and they've stuck with it. And Hebot is another one of those new legal, another Xbox guy that just calls it as it is and supports that brand no matter what. He bleeds green. Sega Man, what a fantastic YouTuber. He's been doing it for years. He's an all-round gamer. It's just not just Xbox. He's an all-round gamer. Like myself, he enjoys his retro gaming and collecting, and his channel has been churning out excellent content for years, and he deserves so much more credit and success than he's had in the past. So it's great to see his channel growing and getting attention as well, and it's also been getting some attention from some of the fanboys, but there you go, that's going to happen when you do videos about Xbox and things like that. Unlimited Productions 1, another great cool guy that I've only recently discovered thanks to the E-Rock X podcast. Another great YouTuber you need to check out, Mr. 100 as always, and the Welsh Gamer, our friend the Welsh Gamer. We're trying to talk him into coming back and doing some things. Hopefully we'll have him doing some stuff soon. We'd love to get a Dragon X podcast special up and running, even if it's just a one-off, so we are trying to prod him and see if we can get that going. But anyway, back on to today's video. About 4 years ago I did a video asking whether Xbox One as it was at the time, we're just on the cusp of the new generation coming in less than 44 days, so there we go. But yeah, no, 4 years ago I asked if Xbox One was still safe with Phil Spencer, and the reason I did that video was just on the cusp of Quantum Break coming out, and it was the first time that we started to see Phil Spencer's new vision of bringing PC into the fold, and it was about Quantum Break going to the PC, and I know there was a lot of uproar about it, Xbox losing more exclusives, blah 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 blah. I didn't see it that way, and I said in the video that the Xbox was still safe with Phil Spencer, and 4 years on we're seeing the fruits of that, and I, back then when I called it right. His vision, it's basically completely turned around the Xbox brand, in my opinion. It's people are asking and questioning, the direction in which he was going, and there's been so much stuff on the internet and on YouTube questioning whether what Phil Spencer was doing is right, and he has done nothing but listened to the Xbox fan base since he took over, and he's listened and he's actually gone with what people are suggesting, and the criticisms he's had, he's pushed forward, and he's like, right, those are the criticisms, let's deal with them. And at the time, like I said, Quantum Break going to PC, his vision of where gaming can go on this brand, on this system, was 100% correct. And what a lot of people seem to forget, even the Sony guys, I'm trying to go with this video without mentioning Sony, but the Sony guys are sitting down every day pumping out their videos, but they're pumping their videos out on a PC that I can pretty much guarantee is working on a Windows operating system. So even they're part of this big thing that's Microsoft, and they can try and escape it as much as they like, but unless they're going to put another operating system on the computers, they're still a part of that ecosystem, and you can't escape it. And PC gaming was sort of left out of the loop a little bit. Back in the day, Xbox was concentrating on its games, and PC was even the PC store was a dire mess. I believe there's still issues now, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. But Phil Spencer had this vision of where he wanted Xbox to be, and it was nothing like the Don Matrick vision of 2013. You all remember E3. It was all about TV and sports and integrating everything into the console, and I could see the vision, I could see what they were trying to do, but it's just not what gamers wanted. We wanted a console for gaming. What we do, the other things that we do on TV, just by the way, we don't, as gamers, we are more interested in the hardware, and because of all of that vision and having all of that stuff in there, it held the console back, and it wasn't quite as powerful, and the rest is history. Even the Kinect was a big, it was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. It didn't deserve to be. It was an incredible piece of equipment, but it was marketed wrong. It was put in with the system. It added more cost to the system. It was just bad. The whole thing at the start of this was bad, and Don Matrick just made it worse. The always-on system, which, my Xbox is always on. The things that Microsoft and Xbox were trying to bring into gaming, some of it was good, not all of it was bad. Game sharing, things like that. I can share all my digital games with my son. That's fantastic. But those sort of things were seen very negatively. And the always-on thing, Don Matrick, I'll never forget this interview to the day I die, was... he was asked about the always on, and that's going to be a problem, and he turned around and basically said, look, if you haven't got internet or you don't want a system that's always on, you can still stay with the Xbox 360. How on the launch or the introduction of a new console can you tell people to stick with your old system? It made no sense, and the guy was completely out of touch with the brand and what gamers wanted. And that's what Phil Spencer's brought to the table. He's brought all of this. He listens to us. He's listened to the gamers for years, and he's constantly improving and adding things. He took over in 2014, and since he took over, as I said, we've seen a massive turnaround. We've saw the implementation and the introduction of backwards compatibility. Now I remember, the Sony guys were sort of dissing this and saying it wasn't going to be popular, blah blah blah. It is a massive selling point for Xbox One now. So many people have this system because of the back compatibility feature on the system, and the fact that we're going into a new generation where Xbox 360, all of the Xbox One games are back compatible. And even games from the 360 and the original Xbox are going to have HDR implemented in the backwards compatibility, as well as, higher resolutions and better performance. What they've managed to eke out of this box is just absolutely incredible. And back compatibility is important. For gamers like myself, we love to go back and play these old games, and a lot of people do, because the back compatibility feature has been massively successful on the Xbox One, and that will continue onto the Series X and S, because people enjoy it. Why shouldn't we, be able to take all of the games that we've played, from the past, and then play them on our new systems? It makes complete sense. We've had all of the new developers that Phil's brought to the table, and obviously one of the biggest issues that some people have with the Xbox is its lack of exclusives. I've said in many videos before, that it's not an issue for me, because most of what I play is third party, so I want the best console and the best performing live service to play those games, and most of what I play is multi-platform. So yes, people argue that the exclusives aren't great, but we've got the best shooters in Halo, we've got the best driving in Forza. The Forza series is an amazing, amazing series of games, and unfortunately, the likes of Gran Turismo can't come close to competing with it. We've got Gears of War for the third perspective sort of 3D shooters. The exclusive we have are the better of those genres, without a doubt, in my opinion. But it's not all about them, with the likes of Halo and that. I like Halo, I like Forza, I like Gears of War, but I play other games much more than I play them. But now we've got this announcement. I mean, I think he's brought sort of 15 new developers to the Xbox. You've got the Initiative, which is a new developer. The people he's brought into that team is just absolutely incredible. I can't wait to see what they're going to start producing. You've also got Undead Labs, which, with the budget that Microsoft can give them to do their games, I can't wait to see what they're going to do in the future, because the State of the Decay games were brilliant, but you could see that they were lacking budget. They had the vision, but they just didn't have the budget to do what they needed to do. And with the money that they've got behind them now, who knows what's going to happen. Playground Games, we all know who Playground Games are. We know they're working on the new Fable now. That's been officially confirmed. I cannot wait to see what they can do with the Fable franchise. Ninja Theory, another fantastic developer with a huge history of games and IPs. Cannot wait to see what they're going to do. And of course, most recently, as soon as this week, we've had Bethesda announced as joining the Xbox. This developer alone brings such an amazing list of IPs that they own. Dishonored, Wolfenstein, Elder Scrolls, Doom. They're working on that new Starfield game. The Evil Within, Prey. They've got a massive back catalogue of IPs that they can bring to Game Pass, these when they come out, the new Elder Scrolls, the new Doom, exclusive to Xbox, that's going to be a massive thing for the system and us. All of these games are going to be day one on Xbox Game Pass at no extra charge. Game Pass is another thing that Phil has brought to the table in the last few years, and it's been an incredible success. Everybody disses it. Oh well, the devs aren't making money. That's rubbish. They are making money. They're making lots of money. They wouldn't do it otherwise. They would not do it unless they were making money. There would be no point. They couldn't work as a business. So the saying that they don't work and the developers are getting screwed out of money, that's nonsense. The Game Pass is incredible, and the fact now that as well EA's Play is coming into it as well at no extra charge. That's incredible as well. Even more games, and I think that needed to happen, because to me, EA Access, as it was called, or I think it might still be called that for the moment, was getting very stale. There wasn't many new games coming to that service. Mainly sports titles, which don't really appeal to me. But to add them into Xbox Game Pass, fantastic. Fantastic for everybody that loves sports games. They like the golf or the Madden or the FIFA. They're all there. So again, it's just adding to the service and adding to the value for money with the Game Pass and the Xbox Live. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong when we get these games day one for free. You know, you're not going to get that on the Sony. You're going to be paying sort of £60-70 for the new IPs, the new exclusives on the PlayStation 5. Here we get them for free. You know, you cannot go wrong with that. That's a seller there, without a doubt. So yeah, and obviously recently as well we've had the xCloud launch, which is another great service for people that want to game on the go, or you know, go on a holiday. You don't have to take your console with you anymore. You can just get on your phone and game on the cloud. It's just amazing. I mean, cloud gaming is not my thing. I'm not interested in that sort of thing. I'm always going to be a console gamer. I like to have the hardware in front of me, but I can see why this service is going to appeal, and that's included in Game Pass. If you have Game Pass Unlimited, you've got xCloud gaming as well. I mean, it just goes on and on, and I will keep beating this drum. You know, Phil Spencer has turned the Xbox round. He's given us everything that we need, everything that we want, and I'm sure there's more to come. They've already said that they haven't finished buying yet. Fair play. You know, they're putting their money where their mouth is. They make shitloads of money. They make so much money, and to be able to turn around and pay $7.5 billion for you know, Bethesda is just a sign of how powerful Xbox is in the gaming community, and they have massive respect from all of these developers. They have huge respect. You could see that from the Bethesda interview the other day with the guys. They have massive respect from Microsoft and Phil Spencer, and they've been working with them for so long, and you know, joining Microsoft and the Xbox team is something that they really want to do, and they're proud of the fact that they've done so, and that's fantastic. It really is fantastic. But you know, Phil Spencer, you've also got Aaron Greenberg, which I think he does a fantastic job, and Major Nelson, the man with the white gloves. The whole team is fantastic. You might look at them and think, oh well, they're just a bunch of middle-aged old fuddies. I'm their age, you know, and I enjoy my gaming to this point, you know, where I want to do videos and I want to talk about gaming. So why shouldn't these people of their ages do this? They're obviously doing a good job. They're doing a better job than Sam. But anyway, yeah, so there you go. I mean, 4 years on, and Phil Spencer's doing, in my opinion, an even better job. The fruits of his visions are coming forward, and I hope we keep Phil Spencer at Xbox for years to come, because, you know, Phil Spencer has made Xbox what it is today, and fair play to him, because a few years ago we weren't in a great place. We really weren't. I still enjoyed the system. I still love Xbox. Everything that I want is there. The Xbox Live is second to none. It's a great all-round system, and you know, just to see it becoming, you know, popular again and beating Sony at their own game, yeah, it's just fantastic. Anyway, I've whittled on for so long today. This video's been so long. I hope I haven't jabbered on too much. I hope you've enjoyed listening and you share my thoughts. You know, what are your thoughts? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of where Xbox is now, where Xbox was, how you feel about the whole change. You know, do you mind that the fact that, you know, Xbox is now part of the PC area? Because it is. We're all one big thing now, and it's bringing new things to the table for Xbox. It's bringing new things to the table for PC as well, and you know, we can't complain at that. We cannot complain at that. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Make sure you check out ErockX, Hebot, the new legal Sega Man, and Limited Productions 1, Mr. 100, and as I say, hopefully we'll be getting this podcast up and running, doing a Welsh Gamer Dragon X podcast hopefully soon with ErockX. I'd love to see that up and running again, even if just for one-offs occasionally. I know people really look forward to seeing if we'll come back and do that. Anyway, take care, I'll speak to you soon, and keep safe.